Yo, welcome to Sprawl and Brawl episode number 2. It is, oh man, I almost said Monday. It is Saturday, October 6th.
Well, actually, technically it'd be Sunday for you.
Well, yeah, I guess it is Sunday, but it's Saturday night. Midnight is still Saturday night.
It's still Saturday for me for another 2 hours anyway.
Anyways, tonight was filled with MMA. It was crazy, and none of it was UFC, strangely enough. So I think we'll start off with that because it's still fresh into my mind. But before I do, I'm going to introduce myself. I am Walmat, and today with me I have TechCore.
Yo.
What's going
on?
And also Adam Steiner.
Hello.
He's the guy that talked
Bruce
earlier.
Buffer going Super Saiyan here.
Yep. You're going to see that as long as we don't have video.
Yeah.
Because that picture's awesome.
Then you'll see my fucked up face and Matt's fucked up face. And we'll be looking like UFC fighters. In no
Sure. I was going to make a joke like that, but you took it already. All right, megascripture.com is our website. We have a bunch of other live shows going on over there and stuff, so check it out. So let's start off with all the MMA tonight. I'm just going to kick it off with Invicta FC3 happened tonight. That's a free event you can watch on the internet. It's all ladies all the time fighting. And the thing about it, though, is I'm still really uneducated about it. It's still pretty early. I've heard rumblings here and there, but I saw the main event, which was Jessica Penne, and she defeated Naho Sugiyama by submission to become the atomweight champion. And that's all I saw. So again,
Atomweight?
Yes, atomweight. It's like 105 pounds, I think, is what atomweight is.
And this is girls?
All girls, all the time.
Invicta.
Invicta. You know, because it's kind of like Invictus, but the female version of Invictus.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's what
Invictet.
Invictet.
Are they hot Asian girls or?
Well, Sugiyama is Asian. She was okay. I don't.
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm
Yeah, but you
asking
don't
for
really
hot.
see.
And Jessica Penne has a pretty wicked body. Like, she looks like she's in super shape. Her face isn't particularly nice, but God, she is in shape. That's for sure.
105 pounds is pretty damn small.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
They must be really short.
No, Jessica Penne looked pretty tall.
And pretty in shape.
Mm-hmm. She was
probably like 0% body fat.
Probably.
Point.
I mean, she has no boobs.
She's got no boobs,
no,
dude.
She did not. But I'm going to follow up with this some more. Whenever I find out that there's an event going on, as long as it doesn't interfere with any other events, like tonight, I'll watch it. But One Fighting Championship was tonight. That's a company from Asia. Tonight was from Singapore. So it didn't happen live when you watched it over here, but, because of the delay and how in advance they are in time. So this was the Rise of the Kings event. Shinya Aoki was fighting. Jens Pulver was also there. But the first fight that I tuned in for tonight was Sujil Kim, and he defeated Issa by a crazy KO. That was probably like the best KO the entire week, really, that I watched. There was some good UFC ones this week too, though, actually. So that's all I'm going to say about that. He won the Bantamweight Championship, the very first one in that organization. And after that, it was Sorobabel Morera versus Kotetsu Baku. And Baku won the light heavyweight title tonight by also KOing his opponent. In the first round, it looked like it would be over. Baku did land a pretty devastating shot, but most of the fight was Morera. He's a BJJ specialist. And I'm pretty sure Baku was from Japan, if I'm not mistaken. So he won that title, light heavyweight. It was a good fight. And then Shinya Aoki defeated Arnaud Lepont via triangle choke, pretty much one-sided right off the bat. Aoki went for that triangle slash armbar, and he ended it pretty early. And I didn't see the Jens Pulver fight, but apparently he won by decision. And he got kicked in the testicles in the third round, apparently. I saw none of this. I saw that in the replay at the very end. Yeah, I tuned out before because I had to do all this stuff.
Damn, that looked like it hurt.
Yeah.
Like he may have perforated a testicle or something like that, man. He
One's
was in a
gone.
lot of pain.
Yeah, apparently that's what happened. I wish I would have seen it. I should have not turned that off, but whatever. And then I tuned into CES MMA, which just sounds like it's like a convention to go see TVs and stuff. Freaking CES. Anyways. I mainly tuned in because Dave Bautista was going to fight, or did fight. And if you don't know who that guy is, he was in WWE back in the day.
Back in the day, wasn't that like 2 years ago?
No, it was quite a while ago. I don't know how long he stayed there after I stopped watching, but he left a long time ago. He was with Evolution, which was like with Triple H and all those guys. That's when I really stopped watching. And yeah, when Evolution broke up, I was like, oh, damn. So anyways, before this fight happened, I
stopped watching when Degeneration broke up, so...
So I saw Dave Loiseau. He fought. I have no idea who he fought, but he landed some devastating elbows from the top, and he won. So I haven't seen Dave Loiseau in quite a while, and I actually liked him back in the day when I watched him in UFC and whatever else he was in. Then there was another fight which I have no idea, but it ended in a pretty devastating KO as well. That was right before the Dave Bautista fight. Then Dave Bautista fought versus Vince Lucero, which I have no idea who he is. He has a 22-22 record, so credible guy. He wins a lot. But no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so he looked very shitty on his feet. Like he wasn't bouncing around. He wasn't moving his head at all. He was just taking the punches. And at one point, it looked like he would lose with Dave Bautista, but he took down Vince and then just grounded and pounded him until the ref stopped it. Vince was complaining.
So who won?
Dave Bautista.
Okay.
Yeah. He took him down and grounded and pounded. And Vince was complaining that it was back of the head hits, and there was some arguing after the fight, but clearly they were not the back of the head. So, yeah, there you go. Pretty unimpressive. I mean, I shouldn't have tuned into that. I should have watched a ladies fight. But I needed to watch this WWE dude suck at MMA. I needed to, man.
Well, it's his first fight, so what do you really expect?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Lesnar was pretty shit-tastic in his first few fights.
But he was not Dave Bautista shitty. Let's just say that.
Well, Lesnar was all-American wrestler as
I know,
well,
he has some experience doing some actual stuff. I don't know what Dave Bautista's background is.
I think he played some
football
college
or something.
Football or something.
Yeah.
And
that translates to MMA skills.
I'm sure it does somehow. Not.
And Jay Lozon was actually the interviewer after the fights. I thought he did a terrible job.
I would think he would.
Yeah, he wasn't asking any questions that were worth anything. Just like, hey, you started. Are you cool? Are you good? Yeah, fun stuff. I don't know. He should have asked what the controversy and all the arguing was after the fight. That's what I wanted to know about, but he did not ask any of that stuff. So, and he seemed to instigate hugs all the time too. It's like, I'm gonna hug you. You realize you just didn't fight, right, Joe Lozon? You don't need to do that. Just shake the man's hand. Just shake the man's hand. You're good. Not that I like Joe Lozon, but as an interviewer, no, he's not that great. All right, before we go on to the news of the week, I'm going to remind you guys that you can call in via Skype. It's Mega Scourger TV. So open up that Skype and call in. So the news this week, the initial UFC on Fuel TV 5 live broadcast drew an average audience of 111,000 viewers, while the replay in the evening did quite a bit better, pulling in 140,000 viewers. So the numbers in terms of just throwing them together did pretty good, but not that impressive individually.
Yeah, that sounds really, really low for a live UFC event.
But it's on Fuel TV. You got to remember, that's not.
Well, I understand that, but that means it is on Fuel TV, so that I guess it is a premium channel. But it's a television event, so you'd think there'd be.
Well, I wonder how much
at
they
least
did.
$500,000.
I wonder how much they did in Canada.
Yeah.
So I'm not talking about this week's event. I'm talking about last week's. They did not release the numbers for UFC on FX5 yet. Those numbers are not out. This is the event from last week. When who was
Stefan Struve?
Yes, Stefan Struve. Yep.
And that was a pretty good event. So that's.
In my opinion, it was better than last night's event. Well,
I only saw the last two fights. So I would think so. Yes.
There was some good stuff yesterday.
The caliber of fighting would have been much better, I think, from who was fighting.
Anyways, in more ratings news from the UFC, Episode 3 of The Ultimate Fighter pulled in 775,000 viewers, and it was the lowest in the series history. But it still did well enough to place number 2 in its target demographics of men 18 to 49 and men 18 to 35. So they still did good in that department. But it's Friday night. What else can they compete against?
Yeah.
That males would watch?
But
Fringe?
I guess, yeah, I don't know.
Shark Tank?
Strip clubs.
Well, that's not a televised event.
Yeah, not watching on television. That's going there and doing it.
Well, exactly.
And if these guys have the Nielsen rating microphones and they go to a strip club and they're playing the tough, then they'll still get the ratings. Yeah? Huh?
Well, they
Did you
would get
think
the
about
one
the one guy at the strip club.
or the
with
one
mic.
rating thing
Yeah.
of that, yeah.
So watching the UFC on FX this week, they showed some UFC 154 ads, and I gotta say they're pretty funny. It's basically Forrest Griffin and why am I forgetting his name?
Bonner?
Yeah,
Or-
Stephen Bonner. So Stephen Bonner's asking Forrest Griffin some tips on how to beat Anderson Silva. If you
Okay,
did
I
not
haven't
see
seen
it.
that.
Oh man, it's pretty funny. You should YouTube it. He's like, you shouldn't punch him, you shouldn't take him down, you shouldn't talk shit, you shouldn't
kick
be
him.
nice. You shouldn't do anything, basically, is what he was saying.
And he's like, well, what do I do? And then there's the sad face.
And then he talks to Chael Sonnen, and then he's like, oh, okay, yeah. Oh, you want tips to defeat Forrest? Okay, we can trade. That was pretty funny. I thought that ad was pretty funny. Lame, but funny. This is the way they got to advertise this card. That's pretty sad, but it's funny at least.
Yeah, the tagline at the end of it
I
was, this is
don't
either going to
think
be...
Bonner's that, like, he's on a 3-fight win streak. He's actually looking for a way to win, not necessarily beat him. But
Well, okay,
win.
so the thing about Bonner is I think he's going to be harder to knock out than Forrest Griffin, but I still don't think.
I think
that
he's
means
going to try to
anything.
do what Sonnen did and just take him down and beat the fuck out of him as much as he can.
And he is a bigger guy, so if he
Exactly.
can, then sure. But man, I
Can he
really
do it?
know.
I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
it's fucking Silva, but like he's probably going to do this Chael Sonnen route and try to ground and pound him out.
Out
And
of all his
he'd
light,
be a lot bigger than Anderson Silva.
out of all of his light heavyweight fights, I think this might be the most dangerous one. But man, I don't see it. I just don't see
like
it.
everything starts on the feet. Like
Mhm.
his accuracy is fucking retarded.
Yep.
Like it's, I don't know. But the thing again, like, I think Bonnet has better boxing than Griffin did.
I'm just
So-
gonna echo what Chael Sonnen says. It really depends what Anderson shows up. Sometimes
Yeah.
Silva
yeah.
just doesn't show up, and it could happen that just he gets the crappy Silva and then wins. We'll see. But even crappy Silva wins, so I don't know. So
the crappy Silva that fought the jiu-jitsu
Damian Maya.
Maya, yeah.
Fuck.
That was holy fuck. That
I
was,
know.
Wow.
That was
But
terrible. All right. Anyways, so when asked about a potential Jones versus Cormier fight, Dana White said that'd be interesting. I like it, with a smirk when asked. So that'd actually be interesting because I don't see any opponent that Jones could face in the next 6 months. I really have no idea. Anybody? A lot of people were saying Gustafsson, which he's been on a roll since he started his debut in the UFC, but I still think it's too early for him, and he's going to lose. I don't see him beating Jones. And Henderson and Lyoto Machida, they're facing off against each other now, so none of them will take it. So
Rampage.
Yeah,
Let him
right.
beat up Rampage again. I don't fucking know. Light heavyweight's looking pretty weak.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's a lot of people that are like, they tried beating him, and like Rampage is like, okay, fuck this. I'm gonna go make movies. Like,
It was my favorite division for the longest time.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's because it was a good division. There was like a top 10 to the point that any of them could have been champion at any point in time. Like
Yeah.
it kept going back and forth, and no one could actually defend the belt.
But then Jones
So-
came along.
Yeah. Well, he matured enough to actually be able to understand how to defend the belt and
Mhm.
win while doing it.
Yep. So Tough Brazil 2 tryouts are on October 14th. and the season debuts on TV in March in April in Brazil. Sorry, in March in Brazil. Jeez. I didn't watch the first one simply because it was in English. I don't think I'll watch the second one because the thing I like about Tough is just knowing the fighters and knowing what they do outside the cage and stuff. So I'm just gonna fast forward to the fights all the time. And
Yeah,
that's not really why I watch Tough. Because if it was just about watching crappy fighters fight, then I would watch, just indie MMA like I did tonight.
yeah. Now some of them are crappy fights, and some of them are not. But yeah,
And the Brazilians are more respectable of each other.
yeah.
So it would just be a lot of hugging and shaking hands and not talking shit all the time and just fighting. So I don't see it being as entertaining. Like the smashes, man, I love it. It's awesome.
Oh, what do you want to talk about that next?
No,
or what?
no, we'll talk about that at the end.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so Dennis Hallman missed his weight again at UFC on FX yesterday, and his bout with Thiago Tavares was canceled. So that's a weird thing. I was watching on Facebook. There was supposed to be one Facebook fight, and it never happened, and it got pushed to the Fuel TV preliminary card. And I was like, okay, interesting. So Dennis Hallman, I'm pretty sure he got released after it too. So he's no longer with
I
the
would
UFC.
think so.
Mm-hmm. He still got paid his money. Dana was like, it's shitty that I got to pay him, but it's the right business, but I'm going to kick him out too. UFC,
Well, he only gets paid part of it because if he doesn't make weight, then a good part, like, was it 50% of his purse goes to the other guy, is it not? Something like that?
Yeah. Well, he didn't even fight, so.
Yeah.
I think he said that he got paid $60K or something like that, and I don't remember.
Fuck.
Yeah. He probably had some other monies
not
owed or
doing any. Yeah, that's
I don't.
try to cut weight. That's great.
So UFC added a dangerous activities clause to the new bout agreements. This started recently. So let's say you sign a bout agreement to fight somebody, and then you can't ride your motorcycle, you can't go snowboarding, you can't go wakeboarding, you can't go rock climbing. All this stuff you can't do. And this is not in the contracts. This is just when you accept the fight. So
yeah,
after you're done fighting, hey, go ride your motorcycle all you want. But
yeah, I can definitely see the UFC wanting, or any organization wanting something like that.
Yeah.
How you enforce that to and even in training, a lot of these injuries actually happen in training.
I know.
So, like, it's a fucking combat sport. Like, you train for hockey, you train for rugby, you train for football.
Well,
Shit happens.
I'm not sure which football player it is, but there was a year that a football player got in a severe motorcycle accident and he never played ever again.
Right.
And they instituted that in the NFL too. So during the NFL season, you can't drive a motorcycle, but after the NFL season, do whatever the fuck you want. So, no, I'm not against it. Why not?
Yeah.
They're just trying to protect our fighters. Especially this year, it's been very terrible in terms of the injuries. Very bad.
But again, I would actually like to see the statistics of actually how they get hurt.
Yeah, it's probably in the cage or doing training.
I would think about 60 or 70% of it would be in training.
Yeah. But definitely motorcycle accidents are common.
Oh, yeah.
There's that boxer, what's his name? He was supposed to fight the White Flame is what I call him. The white Mexican fighter in boxing. God! Ugh!
I always forget his name.
I don't know
His
anything
last
about
name is his last name is Cinnamon in Spanish. But I don't
But
remember.
he lost all mobility.
Canelo. Blam! I got that one. But his opponent he got in an accident, and that guy can't even walk anymore. So, yeah, it's common. Like, look, even Frank Mir. Frank Mir was out for a long time because of a accident with his motorcycle. Anyways, Dana White said that he was willing to do anything to get Jeremy Stevens released from jail last night. So that was another controversy at the card yesterday at UFC on FX. They canceled it to the very last second. Jeremy Stevens. So the whole situation is he got an assault charge in Iowa, and he had a extreme warrant, and they tried to release him, posted bail. They did not get him out and stuff. So Yeah, they canceled the fight last second. And Eve Edwards was paid his fight, and Dana White he said that he'll try to get him on a card before the end of the year. It doesn't matter how many fights are on that card, he'll get him on it. So, yeah, it was a weird thing going on that night. Everybody knew the fight wasn't going to happen, too. He's in fucking jail. Of course, it's not, the fight's not going to happen, but it's just an assault charge. It's just an assault charge. They could have gotten him out. I don't get.
Well, wasn't that the thing? Like, Dana tried to get him out.
Yeah.
He was gonna.
He
was meeting.
You
all
need
of
to
the
get in front of a
requirements.
judge to be able to get bail. Like that option to have bail. So
What's
He
that?
was like, just let him fight, and then afterwards, just throw him back in jail. Whatever.
Who's that boxing champion again? The black dude. Why am I forgetting his name? Seriously, help me out.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's dozens of boxing champions.
No, but
Mayweather?
yes, Floyd Mayweather. Like he assaulted his wife, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
And he didn't even go in jail until after his fight was
that's
over.
Right. That's something that
That's kind of bullshit.
He said,
I know.
He said, why does Mayweather get to choose whether or not he goes to jail?
Yeah.
Well, that's because he's fucking Mayweather, and I don't know. Sorry, I don't know.
Okay, well, Jess is saying it wasn't just an assault charge. The warrant was 1 year old. The thing, but yeah. Man, it took him a long time to track him down.
Yeah.
He's pretty easy to find, man. Just go to a UFC event. He's fought multiple times this year. Anyways, it's just a weird thing.
Yeah, but the
Well, the
arrest
police
would be
couldn't
in a certain
find
state
him.
or whatever. It would
Yeah.
be nationwide.
Mm-hmm.
If it's federal, then you're fucked.
Yeah. Well, he got caught, so there you go. Geronimo dos Santos got injured, putting Gonzaga's fight at UFC 153 in danger. He's still listed on the card with an opponent to be determined, but I wouldn't be surprised if the fight just gets canceled altogether. Which it's sad news. I think that was one of the fights I was really looking forward to next week, but it won't be happening. So sad. And then our last news item before we go on to all the UFC goodness this week. Dana White says that Australia will soon have its own TUF and won't have to share it with the UK. So there you go. Take that for what it's worth. But talk about TUF and the smashes. Let's talk about episode 3. What did you think about it, Steiner?
They are crazy. Aussie.
Yeah. They're going to do that all
Like
season.
the fucking... Well, I guess the Brit was the one that was really fucking... What's the what do they call him?
Oh,
Freak show?
yeah, freak show.
Freak show, man. Like, that guy did like 6 lines of fucking wasabi. Like, what the fuck
Yes.
is going through his mind?
And they did some other sauce, which was also hot.
Yeah.
And they were both dying.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He at the end of it, he's like, "Boys and girls, don't try this at home." Then he puts an ice bag over his face and just goes like,
Yeah. So I think I like this one more than the US one so
Oh,
far.
a hell of a lot. Like, they're much better.
And like they were all hating on each other last week, and now this week they're all like friends and buddies because they actually know each other now.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting dynamic, and the pranks are kind of funny. I mean, George Soteropoulos' prank this week was not so great, so he took a picture.
It was funny because it was so bad.
Yeah. So he took a picture of Ariani and put, oh man, the other coaches, the UK coaches.
Ross Pearson.
Yes, Ross Pearson.
It was, well, they had a photo of Ariani in the house,
Yes.
and they tore it down off the wall and then made a sticker out of it or something like that. But like, how much time they actually spent on
know.
it, how horrible it looked.
And they like made like a line out of tape to go here and pull this thing.
Yeah, like they spent a lot of
I
time
know.
on that.
That's what was good about the UK's prank last week. It's just, put a mustache, there you go.
Yeah.
Prank done. And George actually got a little pissed last week about it.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, Ross was just like,
Whatever odd
whatever.
I don't know if he was just doing that for the cameras or if he is that much of an uptight asshole, but
So when it came to picking the fights, Ross forgot the Australian's name, which I'm also forgetting his name now.
he called him Richard, but it was Robert.
Robert Whittaker, yes. So, and then later on, George Soteropoulos did the exact same thing to the UK guy. Pretty sure he did it on purpose.
He was just doing that to, I guess, poke fun at Pearson because Soteropoulos or whatever actually trains with the English guy.
Uh-huh.
They both go to the same gym.
Yes.
So it was complete bullshit.
Uh-huh. And not only that, but Ross then asked him, "Who do you think will win?" And then Soteropoulos was like, "My guy."
It was country or teammate. And then George just looks at him for like 40 seconds thinking about it.
That was funny. So yeah, like you see, I there's already way much more to talk about in this show than the US one. I don't even remember anything.
I also
from
think
the
the
US
coaches
one.
and like they're
In
like,
the US one,
Carwin is like he's
you won't get anything
not
out of
into
him.
that type of shit.
Yeah.
And then Big Country is just stupid.
Well, so we'll talk about that after, because there's definitely
I was gonna
one
bring that
memorable
up.
thing. Yeah, there's
I was
one
gonna bring that
memorable
up.
thing from the US one so far. So, anyways, it was Robert Whittaker from Australia versus Luke Newman this week from the UK, and the fight ended very early in the first round via KO, devastating KO at that. Robert Whittaker punched Luke in the face, but at the same time as Luke was punching him, so it was pretty interesting.
He was about an inch off.
Yeah, the
of
first
a double knockout. Like it was.
The first time I saw it, I thought it was a headbutt or something. It looked strange, but then I saw it in the replays. I was like,
the original shot was on an odd angle.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a clean fucking shot right to the bottom of the jaw, man.
Yeah.
That put him out instantly.
But I am loving the smashes.
Just before that, though, the English guy threw 2 or 3 good shots into the Aussie. Like to the point that he was able to recover and throw that well enough with a closed fist to actually knock him out was pretty impressive.
It was surprising, especially after the beginning, because Luke definitely landed a couple shots off the bat, and you could tell Robert was he wasn't wobbly, but he was feeling it for sure.
Oh no, yeah, like even at the end of the thing, like he only took like 3 or 4 punches, but he had 2 ice bags on his fucking head at like in the change room. So.
And the funny thing about Luke, he drank a lot of coconut water before the fight.
Yeah.
So he soaked in a lot of water because it has sodium in there.
It was sodium.
Yeah.
That and retains water.
Yeah, sodium and coconut.
Yeah.
Yep. So that was funny. He had to lose. So he had 7 pounds to lose, but it became
he was only
9.
supposed to have like 4, but he ended up having 7 or something stupid like that. So that's just gotta suck more so than anything.
So I'm loving the smashes so far.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the U.S. one. The Ultimate Fighter Fridays is what they're calling that one. And so the one thing I want to say is that Big Country has been really dumb this season. And should I just talk about what he did at the end, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So after the fight was done, he was like, well, Shane Carwin's dude didn't make weight. He didn't make weight.
Okay, yeah. He was saying this to Dana.
Yes.
At the end of the fight, saying that the commissioner misread the scale and he was overweight.
And he was like, do you want me to keep the commission on their feet, man? Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, but the Dana has nothing to do with the commission. The commission is the commission. So as Dana said, if the commission said he's 170, he's fucking 170.
I know.
Unless you say something right at that instant of like, sorry, sir, are you sure? Can we just check that again?
Mm-hmm.
He's fucking 170.
Check.
Mm-hmm. So it was Bristol Marunde versus Julian Lane, and Lane is the dude with the mohawk, which I hate. I hate that guy.
Yeah. Well, he's definitely proved to be a pussy.
Yep. So Bristol basically owned him the entire 2 rounds. Lane definitely landed a couple shots in there.
Well, he cut him open in 2 or 3 different spots.
Yes, in the first round. In the first round, he definitely did some damage, but in that second round, you could tell he was tired.
Oh, no, yeah, the second round wasn't doing completely
anything.
One-sided.
Yeah.
Which actually, like, I almost judged the first round because of that damage, like 9-9.
Well, the thing about Bristol in the first round is he landed that takedown at the very end and landed a lot of elbows and stuff on the ground. So
he landed the body.
He ended that round pretty impressively, which probably swung it his way.
But just like like he cut him really bad and over his eye and on his nose.
And like seriously,
But
this was last night. I remember nothing but the fight and the thing after the fight. I remember nothing from the house. Except him drinking the coconut water. Oh no, that was fucking. That was
the other
smashes.
one, man. That was the other one.
Oh my god, yeah.
Nothing really happened.
I don't. The U.S. one's kind of shitty this season.
Next week, apparently there will be interesting stuff.
They say that every week about reality shows. It's always like that. Tune in next week because it's the best show ever.
I mean they showed a potential fight.
Well, I only I didn't see the first 15 minutes of the U.S. one.
Oh, okay. You didn't miss anything.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I know. I
so no,
don't
so
really
I know.
remember.
I know what May's talking about is that Julian Lane explodes in the next episode because he lost. So he has nothing to lose now. So he might as well drink and go crazy in the house.
He has his career to lose.
Oh, I
still.
know, but he doesn't fucking think about that. He's an idiot.
Yeah, well, there's a good reason why he lost then.
Yeah, well, he was crying and shit after the fight, so he's an emotional wreck right now.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my god.
Anything can happen.
But
he was fucking.
yeah.
My daughter.
I felt my daughter. I felt my wife. I have nothing.
Yeah, I know. Like
My mom's
everyone fights in
good.
the finale, so like I
Yeah.
really don't understand how he wouldn't comprehend to train as hard as he fucking can, learn as much as he can.
Oh, I remember what happened. He was being a fucking pussy bitch when he was doing his cardio. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what was happening.
You're right.
Everyone else is like, look, you got to do it. You got to fight. You're the one who. He's the one who chose the fight, and he couldn't even do the workout. He underestimated himself. Or sorry, overestimated himself. Sorry, and
I think he
going
picked
into the house
Yeah.
in terms of his physicality. And yes, he
I think
definitely
he picked a
the
bad fight.
Yes, he picked the
Yeah.
bad fight.
He could have definitely gone easier on himself. Bristol looks like a tough guy. And that's what he said. He's like, Bristol looks like he's tough, but I bet I could take him down. Well, okay, go on, looks. Do that.
Well, that's the whole thing. Like what Dana said in earlier seasons of why the fuck do you want to fight the toughest guy?
Yep.
You want
Because
to make sure you
you're
get as far as you
men.
can in the competition, so you look as good as you possibly can. So you want to make the fights in your favor as much as you can.
Yep.
'Cause
Especially him. He had the option to pick the fight.
Yeah, I
Because
don't.
fucking big country doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
stupid.
pulling straws, drawing straws.
So
rather.
dumb. So dumb. All right, let's talk about UFC on FX, which also happened yesterday. I'll talk about some of the preliminary card stuff because a lot of it was actually pretty good. I thought it might have been even better than the main card. The first fight of the night was a flyweight fight between Darren Unayama versus Phil Harris, and Darren pulled off a rear naked choke in the second round. So there you go, a flyweight fight that ended before decision. It was an okay fight. I liked it. Definitely, it was better than the championship fight 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. Whenever the flyweight title was decided, I liked this fight. Then after this fight, probably fight of the night in my book, but this got fight of the night at the actual event. Diego Nunes defeated Part Balasowski by decision. Don't let this decision fool you, though. This was 3 rounds of just craziness. Diego came out like a bull, man. He was out there to own, and Bart also did a lot of damage, but man, Diego definitely took over the entire fight, and that was a crazy, awesome fight, definitely. So preliminary card right there, Fuel TV. You got the best fight of the night. Lightweight Jacob Volkman, he defeated Shane Roller by submission early in the first round. You remember this fight? This is the guy that was like, "Oh, I don't know if Obama's not good and Mitt Romney's not good. You should vote for me."
If you know, he was like, if you're not going to vote for Obama,
Oh,
if you're not
okay.
going to vote for Mitt Romney, just write down my name and vote for me.
Yeah, okay. So that was funny. But definitely an impressive rear naked choke. Lightweight fight after that was Marcus Levesser. He defeated Carlo Prater versus via decision. This was probably the low point of the preliminary card. I think I might have fallen asleep during this fight, actually.
Yes.
Yes.
You did. You were fucking snoring.
Yeah.
And
But
it was knocked the fuck out. No,
Oh,
it was
okay.
boring. This is
Mhm.
boring as sin.
but then Mike Pierce brought it back, and he KO'd Aaron Simpson in the second round very early. This was an awesome KO. He just fell, and it was done. It was pretty
Which one?
awesome. I can't describe it to you, really.
It's not the one that I'm thinking
No,
of.
no, the one that you're thinking about is the next one,
Yeah.
which got KO of the night, and it was Michael Johnson. He defeated Danny Castillo, and this one was a KO. So he punched him in the face, and he fell back. He fell back, and then he fell on his ass.
Yeah.
Then he got a couple of punches on the ground. Michael Johnson did, and Danny Castillo's eyes rolled back into his head.
Punched him like 4 times in the face.
The way that he got KO'd at the end, his face just looked crazy, and he stayed down for a while after that too. So, man.
Oh, Aaron Simpson. That was the one where he stumbled. Was that the one?
I don't remember.
No, okay.
I don't remember.
All right, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, that the one that we were talking about, that one was hilarious. He fell back and he got punched 3 or 4 times in the face, and his head was like it was like on a spring.
Oh yeah. You were laughing at this one. Yeah.
It was brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah. So like he was getting punched, but he was like bringing his face up every time he got punched. Or like
Mm-hmm.
It's like a Jack in the Box when you open it and it goes bling, and then it's waves like that.
Waves, sure.
Well, it goes back and forth. Yeah. All right, and then the main card on FX actually started here. Justin Edwards started off with a guillotine choke on Josh Neer. This wasn't even a close fight. He ended the fight 45 seconds into it. So I'm not surprised, actually. I was expecting Justin Edwards to win this one. So pretty one-sided fight. And then the next fight was a flyweight title eliminator match, so meaning that the winner will face off against Johnson for the flyweight title. John Dodson won versus Jussier Formiga, and was via TKO punches in the second round, late into it. Yeah, I like Dodson. And
Dodson looks strong for 25.
And I know I've said some stuff about the flyweight fighters, but again, I'm just talking about that championship fight. I didn't like it that much.
Yeah.
The championship fight wasn't that great, but all the other flyweight fights I've seen so far, I like it. The two flyweight fights tonight were
it's
last
not
night
so much
good.
the flyweight fights. I think it's more Mighty Mouse himself. I just don't particularly like the way he fights, the going in and out.
Yeah.
I don't find that entertaining.
John Dodson is definitely going to go in his face.
Yes.
For sure. So.
And Dodson is fucking crazy fast too.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, after the fight, he said like, you'll want to record it and watch it in slow motion.
Yeah.
So, Jess is saying I'll hate the title fight. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I might hate it. Who knows? Then the next fight was welterweight fight. This was probably the most boring one of the night, actually. Jake Ellenberger versus Jay Heron, and nothing really happened.
The last round, that was horrible. That was such a horrible third round.
A lot of circling and throwing in a jab here and there and circling. That was pretty much it, the entire fight. And I think Ellenberger fights a lot like Shields. They fight safe. They fight to win. They don't fight to go out there and put on a show. They just go out there to grind it out. So Jake Ellenberger can definitely put up a good fight, but not when he doesn't have a challenge. And Jay definitely didn't do anything. I think Jay could have won. He just didn't do anything. But anyways, and then the main event was a heavyweight fight between Antonio Bigfoot Silva versus Travis Brown. I thought Brown was going to win this one easily, but he got injured. I don't know, his knee, something. He pulled a hamstring, I think is what happened. And from there on out, Silva just dominated the fight. But the KO...
Yeah, this issue, I don't know how he injured himself.
He just tweaked. You could... They
showed the replay. Like showing Bigfoot coming in and just finishing him off. They didn't actually... indicate on how
he
got to that point.
No, they showed the replay.
He was throwing some crazy fucking kicks at the beginning of it.
Yeah, no, they showed his injury. They showed a replay of it. You could see it. Yeah, you could see it.
Because I don't remember that.
Yeah, no, he threw a kick and landed awkward, and from there on out, it was over. So yeah, he said he felt it pop 3 times. Forrest says in the chat room. So. Yeah, no, you could tell that something was definitely fucked up. But the TKO itself was goddamn amazing. I fucking loved it. Like just the way that.
Yeah, but it was.
Yeah.
So slow.
Oh, it was, but
Like if he didn't have the whatever hamstring issue, I doubt he would have been able to get within 5 feet.
Oh
of
yeah,
him.
no, for sure. Silva's slow, definitely. But the way that he punched him and then he landed in the cage and then hit Silva again and then landed on the ground, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. But yeah, no, definitely shocking. I thought Brown was gonna win for sure.
Oh, I know. I was positive Brown was going to win,
Yeah.
but then if you get hurt by doing something, like as soon as he was limping around, I knew he was going to lose. But it's just like they made such a big deal of Bigfoot getting his first UFC win and everything, but it was like, dude, the guy hurt himself and couldn't continue really.
Yep.
But shit happens.
All right, so let's talk about UFC 153. That's next week. 4 weeks straight of UFC events. That's crazy. So let's.
And it doesn't stop after this one either. So.
Yep. Oh no, it does. It does stop.
Well, there's a 1 week break and then it continues.
No, because the next event is on November 10th. After that, so there's There's 3 weeks of no UFC after this one. So. Let's go to it. The first fight on the pay-per-view card is Damian Maia versus Rick Story. I'm just going to go with Rick's Story on this one. Because I do like him. But Damian Maia could definitely win. I could see it happening. What do you think?
Where are we starting here?
The pay-per-view card.
Oh, so we're not doing the Facebook or the...
No,
prelim?
we can talk about it after really quick.
Okay. Maya dropped down, right? So this is a 170.
Yeah.
Rick Story. I don't know. Story's not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
It does depend on if Maya can take him down or not.
It's kind of like Silva. It depends what Maya shows up.
Yeah.
It could be the bad one.
Well, it depends. I can't remember how good Story's wrestling is. I think he is a wrestler, is he not?
Who, Maya?
No, Story. It's showing him pretty even and everything.
Yeah.
So.
I know he has KO power.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Rick Story. Yeah. I haven't seen him in a while, so I don't know. But I'm just going to go with him because Damian Maia. Ugh.
Yeah, well, like Maya's jiu-jitsu is retarded, though.
Maya's definitely had some good fights. I'm not taking anything away from him, but I don't really like him for whatever reason. All right, Phil Davis versus Wagner Prado. I'm going to go with Phil Davis because I like him.
Yeah, I would have to go with Davis as well.
He puts on a show either way. This fight's probably going to be good either way. Doesn't matter who wins. And then the fight that you're probably most looking forward to, Steiner, John Fitch versus Eric Silva.
Yep. Because I don't think Eric Silva's had a fight longer than like 40 seconds or something like that. And Fitch is top 3 in the welterweights, so that's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm. So Charlie Brenneman was Eric Silva's last fight, and he beat him in 4 minutes, 33 seconds.
Oh, it was okay.
Yeah.
So it was still within the first round.
So it could be interesting. This I have no idea, to be honest. I don't think I'll pick anybody. I'm just gonna say John Fitch, just to be on the other side. Because I really don't know. It could go either way, I think.
Who would win? Like, Eric Silva is supposed to be like a purple belt in jiu-jitsu, so he's pretty good. But Fitch is like all-American wrestler, so I definitely going to the ground any which way. But like Eric Silva is so fucking fast for a welterweight, man. I really don't know.
Me neither.
It'll be a good fight no matter what.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure.
Even if it ends in 2 seconds, it'll still be entertaining. Then after that, it's a light heavyweight fight between Glover Teixeira and Fabio Maldonado. Glover's been coming up a lot recently. He's had a lot of good fights, and he's been winning a lot. So it's really hard to say what he's gonna do. And Maldonado himself too, he's pretty good too. So two Brazilians that I actually kind of like. So I really don't know who's gonna win this one. And their UFC careers are still pretty early, so I'm not that familiar with either one. But I think I'll go with Lover for this one.
I think I've only seen both of them fight once. So I have no
me too.
fucking clue.
I've only seen them fight once, so I'm just flipping the coin there and saying Lover. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really picking anyone because
All right.
don't fucking know.
And the co-main event of the night is Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira versus Dave Herman. Oh man.
Dave Herman. I would want to say Herman would win.
Yeah.
Because Nogueiro's getting way the fuck up there.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I don't know. This is his first fight back from Mir breaking his arm, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So,
that's
a tough one.
It
should be interesting.
It's a really tough one to pick. I'll go with Herman, even though Nogueira could win easily too.
Yeah, but Nogueira hasn't looked very good.
No,
in
you're
a
right.
while.
You're right. We'll see. We will see.
But after getting his arm broken, it might have.
Who knows? Maybe he'll come back stronger.
Exactly. Like if he comes back off a really good training camp, the things he just looks old and tired all the time. So I don't know. I don't know
either. And then the main event. Anderson Silva versus Stephen Bonner at light heavyweight. It's hard to go against Silva.
I want to pick Bonner. Just because, I think he actually has a much better chance of winning than everyone is giving him. Or everyone outside of, the UFC themselves or whatever. Because, just the build-up that they're doing of this whole thing of, that Silva is invincible and all this, and Bonner is a hell of a lot bigger. So if he can get on top of him, you can put a lot of weight on him and smash him a couple of times and do something. I don't fucking know.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely possible that he can do it.
So if you put $1 bet on Bonner, you'll be a millionaire probably.
No, it'd probably be 10,000 to 1, not 1,000,000 to 1. In actual Vegas odds.
Yeah, yeah. Man, like I said, I want to pick Bonner. I want him to win, but I have to pick Silva. I just have to. I don't want to, but I have to. So, call in if anybody has opinions about that. Mega Scorcher TV on Skype. Do it. What are you waiting for? But that's about all I have for this show, really. Anybody? Anybody have anything to say? No?
Watch Here Comes the Boom next week.
Okay. All right. Sure.
That'll be funny as all hell.
They watched that on The Ultimate Fighter.
Sorry?
They watched that on The Ultimate Fighter.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. Okay, so you missed that. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, that was one of the memorable parts this week. They showed the scene with Jason Mayhem Miller.
Right.
And his knockout in that movie is pretty good. He did a good job of being fake knocked out.
So he's a good actor, you're saying?
Well, I
the
always...
way he fell was pretty funny.
Yeah, I always thought he was... I'm not going to say he's a great actor, but I like his personality and seeing him on TV and stuff. Yeah. He's got a personality on him for sure. He probably has a career doing something else, like Bully Beat Down. Ever watch that?
I wouldn't be too surprised if he went into WWE or something like that.
That could fit. I could see that working.
Yeah, he actually has that... Same thing with Chael Sonnen, but...
Yeah, right.
Well, Chael Sonnen would rape in WWE.
Oh, I know that, but...
he can get out in front of that fucking audience, talk to freaking 30,000 people like it was any other day of the week. He wouldn't give a shit, and he would enjoy it.
In all honesty, Ken Shamrock was one of my favorite WWE people.
Yeah, but his persona of that whole thing, though, was horrible.
Yeah, it was not
him
well
actually
done,
fighting was entertaining because
Yes.
he did do some good shit, but he wasn't Stone Cold or
No, and his storyline
any,
near the ending with his girlfriend and stuff, was
Yeah.
pretty bad. But like he had some interesting storylines and some good fights. So
Yeah, no, he had some amazing fights. I
Yeah.
remember, like
Yeah.
the bamboo stick and all that shit and those stupid things.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
well,
it
with
was
Steve-
entertaining as all hell.
yeah, with
but-
Steve Blackman because they were very similar. So yeah,
Right,
they
right.
definitely put on good shows. But yeah, I could see Jason Mayhem Miller being in wrestling for sure. All right, well, I think we're just gonna end the show.
Okay.
So we'll be back here next week. Thanks for tuning in. Check out megascorcher.com for all our previous shows, all 3 of them. Enjoy those. And also we have a bunch of other live podcasts going on and a bunch of content as well going up daily. So come back next week. Thanks for tuning in. See ya.
Peace.
There you go.